the Truth, Money, and Freedom podcast.
Welcome to Truth, Money, and Freedom. Today is Friday, the 30th of April, 2021. Hey, this year's just flying by fast. Hey guys, I'm going to make this a quick video. I really have to because I got too many things on my plate today. But I did want to talk about a few things and then initiate a call to action. So, once again, this is about the Second Amendment and the Second Amendment Preservation Act in Missouri, by the way. But it's going to be quick. You guys are all familiar with the headlines that are going on right now. Biden on the Second Amendment. No amendment is absolute. Well, actually, the Second Amendment is kind of absolute here, President Biden. It says shall not be infringed. Period. There's nothing after that. And if you want to start making changes to the Second Amendment, there's actually a process you go through. And they don't do that. They just create new laws, in Washington, D.C., or executive orders, or BATF regulations, and they skirt around it, and it's wholly illegal. The Supreme Court should be stepping in on every single one of these infringements, but they don't. They wait for stuff to be brought to them, as opposed to them speaking out against laws that are actually being created by Congress. This is a separate problem. I need to do a video soon to talk about all the problems we have, all the economic problems we have, the inflation that we have, all the political problems we have, all the gun-grabbing bills that are coming out of D.C. Just problems coming out of every single direction, but they're all linked. The very center of this matrix is the financial system. And we'll do a video about that soon enough. But at any rate, I'm going to finish up here on this stuff. So I'll link this down below, but you guys can read what President Biden is saying. And frankly, I really couldn't care less because there's nothing I can do to affect change in Washington, D.C. So I concentrate my energy, my time, my resources to making changes in my state as the Founding Fathers allowed for. 10th Amendment, states' rights. Literally, the states have loaned their power to the federal government. It's now time for us to end the loan. We have to end it. And that's what the Second Amendment Preservation Act is about. We'll get into more detail on that in the subsequent video, but I have a call to action for you guys here. I want to let you guys know about a great video that's been brought to my attention by Ron Calzone and others. It's done by Reason TV. I do not have permission to rebroadcast their video. So I will link this video down below. It's an excellent, excellent video. And it explains the Second Amendment Preservation Act, or anti-commandeering doctrine. And I want you guys to understand, from my point of view, this is why so many states are doing this right now, that are trying to get some kind of SEPA legislation passed, is because the draconian measures by D.C., and we can't seem to stop them. Well, the states there's a mechanism to stop that from happening, and that's in the 10th Amendment. That's what we're trying to do with the Second Amendment Preservation Act. Right here is us, little old us here in Missouri. However, look at that. If you count them up, there's 17 states here that are all trying to enact some kind of SEPA legislation to prevent the federal overreach from going into their borders. This is how powerful this is, gang. This is not just a Missouri thing. We have it going on here, but other states have it going on. And if you live in one of those states, please support SEPA. And it's not enough to just say, yep, I believe SEPA is a good thing, and then literally go about your day. You have to make it happen. Make the phone calls, send the emails, visit your state capital, write handwritten letters. Do whatever it takes. I mean, your state politicians are much more accountable than your federal ones. Much more accountable. So, while other states are concentrating on SEPA, and we even have counties all over the United States going for Second Amendment sanctuaries. I understand this. I get this. They're trying to protect themselves and their citizens. But sanctuary counties is a different thing altogether. I prefer not to talk about it at this time because without SEPA legislation, it's largely irrelevant, unfortunately, although it's a very powerful political statement. So even blue states like Minnesota are going for SEPA legislation, gang. These states are waking up to what the federal government's doing. They're saying, hey, we don't want to play anymore. We're taking back our loan that we gave you for watching over the Second Amendment. We're going to go ahead and take care of that from now on. We don't want you guys touching it because you guys are molesting the Second Amendment. To accent a point, I wanted to share with you a thread that I was partaking in on Facebook. And this is from a friend, Marsha Lawrence, who happens to be anti-gun. Not necessarily liberal, but definitely anti-gun. And Marsha's a great person. But she just shared a meme, and I partook in this. And I'm going to read it real quick. Dear NRA, my freedom to walk into a grocery store or a movie theater without the fear of being shot is more important than your freedom to own a military-grade weapon that's solely designed to kill human beings. Now, this meme is born of ignorance. Absolute ignorance. And I hear this so much. You guys heard the debate that happened on the Senate floor where they were talking about automatic guns, fully automatic guns, machine guns. This is pure ignorance, is what it is. We just don't have these. That's what a military-grade weapon is. Now, military-style weapon is different, but they put in the word grade. Now, I'm not going to share with you the entire thread in the conversation that ensued after this, but I went to bat for the Second Amendment on this. And an academic even came in and said, I've never seen any interpretation of the Second Amendment that states that it was actually for going after your government. And I had to show him the Federalist Papers and the letters in between the Founding Fathers. So basically there's an enormous amount of ignorance out there. So education is key, but we're not going to get help from the public, school system or from the media or, for that matter, the government, because they're all on the other side of the issue. So, but at any rate, I will link this down below. You guys can read the thread. Timmy Chonga is who I am on Facebook, so you guys can actually see the posts that I made on it. I am actually doing a call to action. I'm going to ask everyone who's in the state of Missouri, even if you're not in the state of Missouri, you can participate too. Pick up your phone this weekend. The Senate is closed during the weekends in the state of Missouri, like it is in every state. But what I am going to do, and what I'm asking all of you to do, is this weekend, do a blitz of phone calls. I'm going to call every single senator on this list and leave a message. And that's all you can do on the weekend. Let's fill up their voicemails this weekend, every single one of them, and show our support for SEPA. It's really easy to do, gang. When I call up, cell phone, and also I'm a headset kind of guy, so I call up and I say, and of course you're leaving a message, hey, I'm calling for Senator Arthur. Let's just pick on Senator Arthur because he's first on the list, or she, I'm not sure. I'm calling to voice my support for the Second Amendment Preservation Act. I think it's extremely important that we pass this critical legislation. The reason should be obvious to anyone who's watching the mainstream media. We have extreme government overreach going on currently with proposed legislation in Washington, D.C. This would serve as protection for the citizens of Missouri, the very citizens you represent, like me. So please do support the Second Amendment Preservation Act. Please adhere to your oath as an officer of the state of Missouri to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States from all enemies, foreign and domestic. Thank you very much for your time, Senator. I hope to see that you supported SEPA in your voting record. Have a wonderful weekend. There you go, guys. That's an example of something that I would leave, and it's very close to actually what I leave, on voicemail. Please call every single senator if you're in the state of Missouri. And frankly, use your cell phone. Everyone's got cell phones, man. You could be in Oregon and, and call up if you wanted to support the Second Amendment Preservation Act in Missouri. Indeed, we should be doing this in all states, by the way, in every single state. But I have not been able to spend much time looking at the state of the Second Amendment Preservation Act in all these other states that's going on right now. Arkansas, just because, I've been paying attention. That's my neighboring state, and I already reported on that yesterday. Okay, guys, that's pretty much all I have for you. Once again, anti-commandeering doctrine. This is what this is all about, gang. This is how you start to starve the beast in Washington, D.C. You make sure they can't have access to all your resources in your state for unpopular or unconstitutional, anti-Second Amendment, anti-constitutional bills. This is how you do it. I'm not calling Washington, D.C., folks. I am done with that. I have been doing that for a long time, and I get nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. However, I've actually been able to affect change on the local level. I've done it before. I'm not going to go into all the stuff that I've been involved in and everything, but I have affected change in my state, and you can too. All of you in Missouri, you are making a difference. Let's keep making a difference. Let's keep the pressure on and get this over the finish line. We're getting close, but we shouldn't rest on our laurels. Let's push it all the way through. Phone calls this weekend, blitz. Fill up their voicemails, gang. Let's do it. And if you're in another state, you want to partake in this blitz, I encourage you to do so. I welcome you to do so. Please help us out. And then when you're doing it in your state, let us know so we can actually help you guys out with your bills as well. This is for everybody, not just for Missouri. We're at a critical point. That's why I'm asking for everyone to pitch in if you can. Have any questions? Oh, by the way, put below in the comments section when you do it, when you're actually making these phone calls and leaving these voicemails this weekend with the senators. I will keep careful watch on that, and I'm thankful for all of you for spending a few minutes of your day to watch Truth, Money, and Freedom. It's been suggested we should be changing the name to Truth, Money, and Guns, but once the Second Amendment Preservation Act is over in the state of Missouri, we'll get back to doing other stuff as well. So thank you all for your patience. Thank you all for your participation. Thank you for your enthusiasm for freedom and liberty. You guys all have a wonderful, wonderful day. May God bless you all.